Hi everyone, Namaste. This is Anjali Kochhar. Welcome back to my channel, Tookwings Blogs by Anjali Kochhar. So today we'll be talking about a really interesting subject, that is byline articles. I think every journalist, when they're starting off, or even eventually when they're working in the field of journalism, they're always excited about their own articles, the articles that go by their name, right? So for example, if I'm writing a story for, let's say, Indian Express, as much as Indian Express is responsible for it, it goes, since it is going by my name, since it is going by Anjali Kochhar, I am also responsible for each and every word that is going in a byline article, right? So hence, as much as you should be excited about byline articles, you should also be very, very diligent when you are submitting your first copy of a byline article, right? Any copy for that matter, but today we'll be discussing 5 key things that you should keep in mind when you're submitting your first byline copy. So let's start. So the very first thing that you should keep in mind while submitting your byline copy is that you should check and verify all the facts that you're mentioning in the copy. Be it name of the person, be it the place, be it the spelling of a person mentioned, be it XYZ fact mentioned in the article. Each and every fact should be cross-checked, each and every spelling should be double-checked before submitting your copy. I think this is a very basic rule of journalism, but you need to take care of this thing when the article is going by your name, because remember that anything that takes place after that article goes out, you would be responsible for that. So the number one thing is to check all the facts. So the second thing you should keep in mind while submitting your first byline copy is to verify all the sources. Make sure you are only talking to relevant and credible sources. For example, the copy is about astrology. So make sure you're speaking with astrologers who are not only just having the knowledge of astrology, but somehow they are credible. Somehow people trust them. Somehow they are, expert in their domain, so that you can mention them in your copy. So you can't just mention anyone and everyone in an astrology copy. You need to make sure that the astrologers you're talking to, or for example, any scientific person you're talking to, should have expert knowledge in that subject you're talking about, right? So as much as you are responsible for the copy, you are also responsible for the sources that you're mentioning in the copy. You're responsible for each and every word they are saying in your copy. So it becomes your responsibility to verify your sources to make sure they're relevant for your copy. Now, the third point that is really important is to add a personal touch to your copy. Remember, the copy is going by your name. So whether it is your first copy, second copy, nth copy, you should make sure that you are creating a style of your own in your byline article that people start relating with. People should immediately know that this article was written by Anjali Kochhar. For example, if an article is written by me, they should understand my style eventually. And I should stick to my personal style. It can be, starting off my article with a story, an anecdote, or maybe the how I'm taking the article along. It should have a personal touch, a personal feel to that article, so that people start recognizing my articles, right? So make sure you're adding that personal touch in your byline copy. So the fourth point is about keeping your articles as simple as possible. So, sometimes we get carried away, in using jargons, in using fancy words, in showing off our vocabulary. Since it is our first article, we would, really want to get that appreciation from the editor. We would really want people to appreciate us for our words. But we should make sure that we are writing this story for everyone out there, not only for a particular targeted audience, right? As much as it is important to use those heavy words for, let's say, that business audience, but it is also important to simplify your article for anyone and everyone out there, so that they don't lose touch with what you're writing. They should understand each and every word of your copy. So it is really important to keep it simple. Don't overboard your copy with vocab. Don't overboard your copy with fancy words and fancy phrases. Make sure it is as simple as it can be. However, if it is a technical article, or if it is a specific niche article that a certain audience is targeted where, then definitely you are going to use those phrases, you are going to use those definitions, but keep in mind that it should be as simply told as, so that it can be relatable to anyone and everyone out there. So the last and the final point is about proofreading your article carefully. Make sure that each and every word that you have written, you have read it twice, thrice, even more than that, so that the copy that goes to your editor is a masterpiece in itself. So make sure that there are no silly mistakes, there are no corrections to be done from your end at least, and your article is your masterpiece. So these are the 5 tips I think that are really important to consider when you're submitting your first byline copy. Hope it helped. If you have any other questions, any other doubts, do feel free to reach out to me on the given email address. You can also write back to me in the comment section below. And so this is me, Anjali Kochhar, the founder of Tookwings Media Private Limited, where we provide content related services, we provide media related services, social media related services. So if you're a brand, if you have a brand, if you have a company, if you have a startup, and if you're looking to increase your media presence, or if you're looking to collaborate with me, be a part of my podcast that we are going to introduce every Friday 5 p.m., then do reach out to me. And till then, thank you so much.